Hi there, I'm Andrea, and this is the Mainstream Reiki YouTube channel, and this is my Reiki office where I see people in person for their Reiki sessions. I'm welcoming you here today as a follow-up to last week's video where I talked about how to get a stream of new Reiki clients to come in. That got me thinking about new clients and what we do as Reiki practitioners as far as making that first impression with them. Another thing that gave me the idea to do this video was I had a client come in a couple of days ago and she was a new client, and I'll just call her Nicole. So Nicole came in and she filled out her form, her client intake form. I have that here on a clipboard. She filled that out and we got to talking. I welcomed her into the office and she told me that she had already had Reiki 1 and 2 training and was already set to begin seeing clients professionally in an office. Something I found really interesting though, she said that she'd never gone and had a Reiki treatment in an office before, like a professional session. What she was offering to these clients, she had never done herself. So she felt a little bit inexperienced and as though she needed to do something to help herself build confidence and know what a typical professional session might look like. That got me thinking, and I went into teacher mode. And I told her if she wanted to, she could get out her phone and audio record what I tell all my new clients and anything else that she thought might be helpful. That way she could take it with her after the session and use that to help determine how she would proceed with her new clients and her new business. She was pretty excited about it. She got her phone out and then we started recording, and what I did was I just pretended that she was a new client and never heard of Reiki before. I thought if I videotaped it instead and shared it with you on YouTube, maybe it would help you in your practice. So whether you're brand new and trying to set up a Reiki business, I think this could help you do that. And if you're not brand new, maybe you watch it anyway and compare what you do to what I do. Maybe you get some new ideas, maybe you don't. But in any case, it should help build your confidence knowing that you're doing a great job. All right, so let's just get started and pretend that you came in and you sat down in the chair. You've already filled out your intake form. I've glanced that over, and I guess here we go. It's a lot harder just saying it into a camera and not a real person, but anyway, bear with me. Well, I'm so glad that you came in here for Reiki today. I have a lot of information online on my website, and I'm not sure what you might have read, so I'll keep part of this really brief, and that is just to tell you that I started with Reiki quite a while back, about 24 years ago, and I love Reiki for a lot of reasons, and I'll share some of those with you today. But first, what I'd like to do is just explain about Reiki. Reiki is just pure life force energy. And life force energy is the common denominator of all living things. We all have it, plants, animals, and people, and we can all benefit from Reiki. Life force energy is our aliveness, our vitality, and it flows in and around our bodies in a certain way. You've probably heard words like chakra, meridians, biofield, or aura, and I just refer to that as energetic anatomy. And those are the mechanisms that distribute this life force energy. In a way, it's sort of like the circulatory system of the body. Our blood moves throughout the body in a certain way, like it's designed to. And when it does, we feel good. We feel balanced and good and centered, and things are good in our life. But if the blood flow is interrupted for any reason, or diverted or blocked, we will get symptoms quite fast. And the energetic system is similar. We have these pathways, and our life force energy is supposed to flow through that system unimpeded and freely. When it does, we feel good, and when it doesn't, when it's out of balance, we have any number of symptoms, which can range from things like feeling scattered or out of sorts, anxious. If the imbalances remain for some time and become more severe, we can see even more severe symptoms like chronic pain and disease. When I talk about the life force energy being out of balance, there are many things that can contribute to that. Probably the number one factor is stress, chronic stress. We're under stress like never before in our culture, and it never seems to go away. We never really seem to get a rest or really to even unplug. So we have stress that often compounds. We also have traumas that occur throughout life, some probably all the way back to childhood, and those can actually interfere with our energetic flow as adults. And another one you might not have thought of is that voice in your head. You know, we all have an inner dialogue, and is the voice in your head kind and loving to yourself or super critical and wanting perfection? Either the negativity creates disharmony in your energy and actually lessens your life force energy, or on the other hand, positive thoughts, loving thoughts, accepting and caring for yourself helps more life force energy flow. So even the quality of your thoughts has an influence on your energetic system. Reiki works on all levels: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. And the whole purpose of a Reiki session is to rebalance the flow of that life force energy in and around your body. And best of all, Reiki is so simple. Anyone can learn it, anyone can benefit from it. You don't even have to believe in certain things or practice meditation or anything else like that. It's really inclusive and so very simple. You see, Reiki has a certain wisdom about it, and so does your body. I don't use my own energy. You get enough of that in your everyday life dealing with other people's energy. As a Reiki practitioner, I just simply tap into the flow of Reiki and I offer it to you. And the wisdom of Reiki combines with your own innate wisdom, and wonderful things happen. Most widely reported is a deep sense of relaxation and peace. I have clients who actually fall asleep on the table, and that's perfectly fine. It doesn't hurt a thing. You see, we don't really have to try. We just kind of need to get out of the way and let Reiki do what it needs to do, because it always works for our highest good and it can never do any harm. The relaxation response that I mentioned is pretty important, and scientific studies show that Reiki shifts the body from the sympathetic or the fight or flight mode to the parasympathetic nervous system. And the parasympathetic side of the nervous system is also known as the rest, digest, and restore mode. And that is really important, because when we're under stress all the time, like I said before, the body never gets a chance to rest. The body never gets a chance to do the other work that it needs to do. Think of the cells of the body. There's much that they need to take care of in order to keep themselves healthy and also keep the whole of us healthy, because all we are is a conglomeration of so many different kinds of cells, and they all need to work together to keep us healthy. It's in that state that our immune systems are supported and that natural healing abilities that we're capable of can really kick in. That's pretty much what Reiki is. Do you have any questions? No? All right. Well, let me explain how the session's going to go then. You see, I have a stool in the corner, and in a minute I'll have you remove your shoes and then help you up on the table. We'll get you comfortable as you lie on your back, and I have a bolster for under your knees if you'd like that, and a blanket. I'll dim the lights and we'll play some music in the background, and then I'm going to go sit on that stool to start. As I begin, I'm going to hold my hands like this at the crown of your head. Are you all right with light touch? Oh, great. Reiki is administered through the hands, so we use hand placements. So my first hand placement will be at your crown, as I said, and then I'm going to say a few sentences, and then I'm going to be quiet. It's not because talking will mess anything up or anything like that, but remember I said how Reiki is really relaxing. The last thing I want to do is talk all the way through your session. I want to allow for you to have your own personal and inner experience. But I need to say, if you want to ask a question, if you want to talk, or if you have to sneeze or cough or even move around on the table a little bit to get more comfortable, I want you to do those things, because your comfort is my priority. I don't want you to lay there and not be comfortable. After I have my hands at your crown for a couple of minutes at least, then I might just stay in my stool and move my hands to other locations using those other hand placements I mentioned. And on the other hand, I might get up pretty quick. I might go to your feet or another location of the body, and we will treat the entire body by the end of the session. I just might go to different places at different times. It just depends on how I feel I need to proceed to best help you. Regardless of where I go on the body, my hands will either be lightly on the body or off the body. During the session, you might feel sensations and you might not. And either one is totally fine, and it does not indicate the level of help that the Reiki's offering you. We just simply have different levels of awareness. And sometimes Reiki's working very deeply with us, and so our ability to be consciously aware of the energy working might be affected by that. Common sensations reported would be areas of hot or cold, tingling or buzzing of the body, at any location really, wavy type motions, any sort of movement in the body. With your eyes closed, you might see colors, images, and even old memories might pop up, things you haven't thought about in decades really. All of that is normal, and that really takes care of the session and how it's going to go. Do you have any questions about that? No? Okay, great. So that really wraps up what Reiki is and how we're going to do the session. So I hope that that's helpful so you have an idea of what to expect. The other thing that I offer to my clients is I can look in and around your body, in your energy field, and see what I intuitively pick up in regards to what's been affecting your energy lately, and any tendencies that you might have personality-wise that may not be helping you out in ways that you're staying balanced. I often give advice too about what you can do after you leave here today to help your energy maintain its balance. If you'd like for me to do that for you, that's fine, and then we'll talk about that at the end of the session, about the last 10 or 15 minutes. Yeah? Okay, then we'll go ahead and do that. That's pretty much the framework of a new client session in my office. I think it is important to be thorough, but I do pick and choose what I tell them. The introduction that I gave you here in the video is a little bit long. I like to keep it to 15 minutes with them here in my office before the session, because I don't want to cut too far into the time that we're doing Reiki on the table together. Another great tip is when you're starting out, get your office all set the way you're going to have it when you begin to see clients, and then enlist a family member or a friend for a dress rehearsal. And what I mean by that is pretend that they are a new client, you've never met them before, and run through your whole session with them. Of course, when it comes to the Reiki part of the session, you can abbreviate it if you want to, if they'll let you. Go through the whole entire session so that you can work out any kinks in your presentation, in simple things just like your paperwork and your clipboard, and do you have a pen on hand, and little things like that. Then get feedback from them. See what they thought about how you talked about Reiki, the flow of the session, things like that. Get their opinion on anything that they think you could improve on. I know it's kind of hard to have somebody critique you, but going through the motions like that as if it's for real can be so helpful, and you can see where you can improve. And the stakes are, there are no stakes, because all it is a dress rehearsal. You'll be so much more prepared that when the real clients come through the door, you'll look like you've been doing it for quite a while. My goal here at Mainstream Reiki is to have more people try and love Reiki. One of the ways I feel I can do that is to help Reiki practitioners have confidence and succeed in opening and running their own Reiki businesses. With that, I hope that you found some value of this video, and if so, would you like the video, maybe subscribe to the channel, and get notifications so you don't miss the new videos coming out. I also offer mentoring services, and I'll put a link down in the description about that. You can look me up and we can set up a Zoom call and talk about anything Reiki. I've helped people with their Reiki businesses, given them lots of strategies to implement for their unique situations. Or if you're out of touch with your Reiki teacher and want to get a Reiki teacher's perspective on something or some questions answered, we can do that in those mentoring sessions as well. I thank you so much for tuning in and watching, and I'm thrilled to be on the Reiki journey with you.